This podcast is brought to you by Voice and Vision, bringing help, hope, and healing to individuals, families, and communities affected by mental illness, addictions, and disabilities in southeastern Pennsylvania.
Welcome to Untold Valor, a podcast with a unique focus on veterans, featuring stories of courage, recovery, perseverance, and strength. Listen to hear veterans share their perspectives on what it's like to battle mental health challenges, combat addictions, and overcome other adversities unique to those who have served.
Time once again for another edition of Untold Valor, Veterans Recovery in Action. And so looking forward to, I think it's our final podcast of the calendar year. We certainly appreciate everybody checking out the different stories we bring and share all throughout the season. And hopefully you found something useful and helpful and uplifting in some of those. And if you've got questions, need help for yourself, please, again, check the show descriptions of every episode and click on the links for the different guests that are here to learn more about what they do or how to get help for yourself, if that is what you're looking for or need. And our final episode this week, or this season, I should say, we're gonna be talking with Margo. She's kind of like Madonna. She said she's one word. She's the director of philanthropy at the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. We're gonna bring her in just a second and talk with her. But Reverend Ben, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Mark?
Doing fantastic. Welcome to the final episode of the year. Hopefully ready for the holidays and all those things that are upon us. And I know it's sometimes the silly season gets tough for folks. So, but we've got a very energetic guest this week, so we're looking forward to her conversation. Margo, welcome in. How are you?
Good. Thank you all so much for having me. And again, excited to be on. I didn't know this was the last podcast of the season, so I'm honored to be a part of this, especially as we just celebrated the historic 250th birthday of the Marine Corps in Philadelphia. Throughout the nation, but particularly in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So thank you so much for having me, and I'm excited to be on the show today.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great point. Yeah, we'll be dropping this. We're taping it a little bit before we put it out, but it'll be coming out right towards the end of December. So happy birthday to the military, to the Marine Corps, and Margo Cianchetta. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
All right. But we're going to just call her Margo. She's going to talk to us a little bit about, again, the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. So take it away. Tell us a little bit about you and what's going on.
Perfect. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Margo Cianchetta, and I am the Director of Philanthropy at the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation. In addition to being one of the directors at the Scholarship Foundation, I am also a proud Marine Corps family. My father served in the Marine Corps for 28 years and retired as a sergeant major. And I definitely, being a part of a Marine Corps family for my entire life, really, have really seen Semper Fidelis, or always faithful, as the Marines say, come to be true in everything that I do. And, what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today with the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation is just one of the ways that Marines and Navy Corpsmen and the Navy religious chaplains that we support continue to uphold the Semper Fidelis motto. So as I mentioned, I'm a past scholarship recipient, as is my sister. We both received scholarships from the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation many years ago now to help support our post-secondary education. And that's all thanks to my father's service, again, as a sergeant major in the Marine Corps for 28 years. So that's a little bit about me. And I can certainly share a little bit about the mission if you and the team are ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get right into it. So tell us about the mission.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation, our mission is very simple. We honor Marines by educating their children. We've actually been around for over 60 plus years now. The organization started back in 1962 with a group of Marines that were gathered together in New York City. They were at a dinner, and they learned at that time that there was a Marine, amongst their group, that a World War II Medal of Honor recipient that was unable to send their child to college. So, again, that Semper Fidelis, being always faithful to each other and to their fellow Marines and their families. These Marines came together, passed around a basket, kind of in true Marine Corps fashion, with some cash. And they were able to collect enough money to send this Medal of Honor recipient's son to college. And so that's kind of our very basic history. And we say that was the first scholarship that was awarded way back when. And, the rest is kind of history. And the over 63 years now that we've been in existence, we've awarded over $235 million in scholarships across the world, internationally, since 1962. And,
Wow.
we're really proud to be able to do that. And so our scholarships support the children of Marines, Navy Corpsmen, and also religious program specialists. So your Navy chaplains, the Navy Corpsmen and chaplains serve right alongside the Marines. So it was very important from day one to also be able to support them and their families. And our scholarships provide support for post-secondary education. So that includes providing scholarships for children that are attending colleges, universities, but also technical and career trade schools, which are also very, very important as your, kind of standard 2 and 4 year degrees. So,
That's amazing.
over $235 million in scholarship internationally since we started. And this school year, we're actually proud to say, so the kids that are in school right now, we awarded our most ever in 1 year, 12.1 million scholarships to over 2,800 Marine Corps and Navy families, which is really exciting.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's fantastic. And Ben, I'm sitting here thinking I got to bring you in, and I'm like, well, she got a great tie-in as a corpsman. You're like, I like that.
Yes. I can definitely identify with the relationship between the Navy Corpsmen and the Marine Corps because I originally joined the Navy, but I ended up in the Marines at the end, listen, it made a man out of me. And I really enjoyed my experience being on deployments with the Marines. So I'm so glad that you guys include the Navy Corpsmen in your program. That's really so touching.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely.
Margo, what about grandchildren?
We have a very small percentage of the funds that we are able to give out for grandchildren. The core of the mission has always been for the children, but you can visit the website, mcsf.org/apply, and there is information related to the small group that we can for support of grandchildren. But our main mission is to support directly the children of, those Marines and Navy Corpsmen and Navy chaplain. Yeah.
And that was mcsf.org.
Correct. Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation.org. Yep, mcsf.org.
Okay. Tell us about the impact here. So you've got chapters, I'm assuming, or is this regionally based, or how's that breaking down?
Yeah. So we are actually we're a national organization, or internationally, because we do support Marines and their families that may be deployed or stationed outside of the United States. So we do have one kind of home office. We're located in Alexandria, Virginia, which obviously makes sense with so much of the military. But we have volunteer committees and staff that kind of live in all different areas of the country and work to support different areas and regions of the country. I live in Jersey, and so one of the things that I do is support our Marines and their families in the Philadelphia, kind of the greater Philadelphia area.
Gotcha.
With a variety of different events. Philly is very, very important to us. It's the birthplace of the Marine Corps, and we have a lot of incredible service members that live in and around the Philly area. So it's always been very, very important to continue to support that, that area of the country. So, yes, but to answer your question, one home office in Alexandria, Virginia, with kind of different regions of support with volunteer committees and staff.
Okay. Yeah. And I've got family right there across the bridge in Jersey. So as soon as you jumped on, I was like, yeah, she's in Jersey.
I'm a Jersey girl for sure. I don't pump my own gas.
That's right. Exactly. So if whether you're trying to apply or you want to help, is there ways for folks to get involved from a support angle as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So, let me tell you a little bit about the application side. So, Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation, we're now the nation's oldest and largest provider of at-need scholarships for all military families. So that's across all, military branches. The Marine Corps is the smallest branch, but, ironically, we've become, the Scholarship Foundation has become, the biggest support for military families. And again, that Semper Fidelis motto is, really true to the core of what we do. So, we actually are coming up to the application period for the next school year, which is, kind of perfect timing that I'm on the podcast today talking with you. Applications will be opening on January 1st of 2026. So this is for those scholars that are interested in, obtaining a scholarship for their post-secondary education needs. So again, our scholarships will support those that will be attending post-secondary education. So colleges, universities, or career and technical trade schools. We also, it's important for everyone to know too, we also don't have an age limit. Many scholarship providers out there may say, well, we'll only give you a scholarship when you are going to be a senior in high school going into freshman year. We're not like that. We're truly out here to try and support the service member and their family. So if you are the son or daughter of, or stepson or daughter of a Marine, Navy Corpsman, or, Navy chaplain or religious program specialist, and you kind of fit some simple criteria, which, is tied to the financial component of what we do as a needs-based scholarship foundation, and you're attending in an accredited school, you will receive a scholarship from us. We don't deny any eligible Marine or Navy Corpsman or, Navy chaplain religious program specialist family. And that's always been very important for our mission, is to really make sure that we are always there to support. So again, you can go to mcsf.org/apply. The details for the next school year, by the time this airs, will all be up on the website. So you will be able to kind of see what information that we require and our simple eligibility, criteria. The application will open on January 1st, 2026 through March 1st of 2026. So You will need to make sure that you apply during that time frame, because once that time frame closes, you will have to wait for the following, school year to be able to apply. And, something to note too, our scholarships are renewable, meaning that you can receive scholarships for up to 4 years of your post-secondary education, which is also, very different than, other scholarship providers.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you got, great information for the applicants for the scholarships. Go ahead, Ben.
You also sponsor, help people like going for graduate degrees.
We don't do PhDs or masters right now. This is just post-secondary, so just undergrads right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good information. Okay. Yeah. And I'm looking at the ways to give. I'm gonna blend my two worlds here for a second.
Yeah.
As a financial professional and host of radio shows, there's lots of ways to give, right? And so you could, if you're wanting to help from a financial standpoint, there's the simplest, easy ways. You can cut a check, you can do one-time gifts, but you guys really have this set up fantastic for. Obviously, you've been around, like you said, 60 plus years. For folks who want to get involved with a donor advised fund, you could look at doing your QCD, especially if you're getting close to retirement and you've got to do those required minimum distributions are coming. You could cut a QCD. You work with your financial professional folks to make sure you do that, though. But this will help you with tax benefits and the whole 9 yards. But you're still helping an organization that greatly supports could use the support. So this is fantastic stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd also add, and besides those things that you mentioned, we have a lot of investors. We call our donors investors because you're really investing in the organization and the future of these, Marine children, like myself, right? And so, there's a variety of other different ways you can also, support, from stock donations to including the Scholarship Foundation in your legacy or estate giving. Yep. We have a whole kind of club, we call it the Rockmore Society. We were founded by Brigadier General Martin Rockmore. So in his honor, we actually started a society for those that have left some type of bequest or, planned giving, legacy giving to the Scholarship Foundation. And so there's, different ways to do that. And certainly you can reach out to us. I'm sure you all will post my information, my contact information, so anyone can talk with me about that. But in addition to, kind of giving in those various different ways, you can think about joining some of our volunteer committees or
that was
some
my
of
next
our
question. Yep. I was going to say, do you guys need help in that arena too? Cool. Awesome. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So there's our volunteer committees, and we have events all across the country, that you can get involved with. Check out our website, mcsf.org, and you can click on events and see all the various events that we participate in. We do everything from galas to golf outings to Jeffersonian dinners and smaller type events like that, clay shoots and those types of events. So there's a lot of different ways for you to get involved. So I would definitely suggest reaching out to myself, and I can connect you to the proper person. You can also just join our mailing list and see what's going on, what events are coming up, what's going on in the space. There's a lot changing in the fields of education right now, with a lot of some of the new laws that have been passed. So we're also kind of in a wait and see pattern with that. But, steadfast, we are steadfast in, what we continue to do, and that's honor Marines by educating their children. So whatever happens out there, we will be there to support our, Marine Corps, Navy Corpsmen, chaplain, and religious program specialist families.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of good stuff there. Go to mcsf.org. Again, MCSF, Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation.org. Check out the blog, in the news, lots of different ways you can get information. You can see about giving opportunities. You can see about how to get involved. You can see about how to apply, right? So a lot of, there's FAQ there for scholarship questions. So some great content, great information this week from Margo. Thank you so much. Ben, any final thoughts or questions from you?
Oh, yeah, sure. Margo, thank you so much for that valuable information, because our veterans listening in, just like for me, before I met you, I didn't know anything about this. So now we want to spread the word. We want people to know that the Marine Corps Scholarship Foundation is here for you. If you are a Marine Corps veteran, a Navy Corpsman that was with the Marines, or chaplain, they can help you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And again, thank you all for having me, and for all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. We have a lot of veterans out there that have created scholarships in honor or in memory of either themselves or family members. So, that's an additional opportunity that for you to get involved. If you think about, well, maybe I'd want to start a scholarship in my father's name or my aunt's name or whoever it might be. Yeah. We've been doing this a really long time. And, as mentioned, you can go on our website to see more about our, charity evaluator ratings and such, to see. But having over 60 plus years of history, and being out there, every dollar that you're giving is really helping to support, the Marines and the Navy Corpsmen and chaplain families that really do have made the service and sacrifice and deserve that support. So thank you all for having me today, and feel free out there to anyone that might be listening to reach out. I'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, well said, and we certainly appreciate it, especially this time of the year when people are feeling charitable, or they want to get involved, or whatever the case might be, or just needing some help, right? As always, we'll have links in the show description below on how to get in touch with Margo and the team there at mcsf.org, and of course the team at Voice and Vision. We'll have all that information as always. Thank you so much for your time this season here on the podcast. We certainly appreciate it. Veterans Recovery in Action is really our motto here on Untold Valor, so we certainly appreciate all of our guests this season and look forward to bringing you more content. For Reverend Ben, I say thank you so much, and for Margo, I say thank you so much for being here. Have a great holiday season. We'll see you next time here on the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to us on Apple, Spotify, or whatever podcasting app you enjoy using. You've been listening to Untold Valor by Voice and Vision. We hope you found the information and resources discussed today helpful. As always, thank you for listening and for your support. Remember to stay connected with us through our various social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to visit the website, voiceandvisioninc.org. That's voiceandvisioninc.org, where you can sign up for our blog and find free resources and information on upcoming events, webinars, workshops, and get support. You can also access our free help and hope guide for individuals and families struggling with substance use and addiction. If someone you know is struggling, please reach out for help, because you and your life matter. Remember, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is available to you at any time by dialing 988. We are all ambassadors of hope and recovery, and if you want to share your story, please contact us. Compeer Corps is also looking for veteran mentor volunteers and veteran participants. To find out more information about Compeer Corps, please call 610-541-0790. That's 610-541-0790. You can find all the links and contact information for the resources mentioned on today's episode by checking the description and the show notes section of your app. Thank you again for tuning in and for your support. Until next time, this has been Untold Valor.